Coach, it seemed in that late in that first half, you guys really picked up the defensive intensity to cut that double digit lead they had to go into the half.
Yeah, I knew their pace on offense was going to be really fast. Mike Young is a really good coach, and I've been, kind of familiar with his team because he was at Wofford for 30 years. He recruited me out of high school. We scrimmaged him when I was at Winthrop years ago, so I knew the pace was going to be really, really, really fast. And I thought maybe it would take us 5 minutes to adjust to what the pace was. They got, 4 fifth-year seniors. A couple of those guys been with him for 5 years. And so I knew that offensive pace was going to be kind of a shock. And it took us a while to adapt to it. Once we settled in, we was able to, hunker down and be a little more stingy on defense. But it took us about 6 minutes to get to that point. So I think that's why we were down 10. Then once we hunkered down, we were able to, take away some threes and guard better in the post. And the game kind of we started to chip away from there.
All right, go to Megan next.
Hi, Coach. You guys go back on the road after this game. So how do you use the momentum from a win like this as you leave Chestnut Hill and go on another trip?
Not 100% sure. We've been together for about 6 months. So every day is you're learning about each other. You kind of go, we're on a journey right now. We're still in pursuit of being a good team. And we're making some strides. I'm starting to see more of what I would like to see from a competitive spirit, from a connectiveness, from a just, toughness and grittiness. I'm starting to see it. But again, the road, you got to be a little bit better. You don't have any fans yelling for you. And, you may have 20 people yelling against you. So it takes a little more focus on the road, a little more toughness, a little more togetherness. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about life on the road here in the next 36 hours. And certainly we got great opportunities ahead of us. They won't be easy, but they're great opportunities, to go play a couple games in North Carolina. So, but quick turnaround. We'll try to, prep as best we can. But who knows how it will go in terms of building off this momentum. All I can do is point out to the guys what I saw and tell them, hey, these are winning things, and then hope that we can continue to, be consistent with our efforts.
Rich Thompson.
Hey, Coach, just talk about James a little bit. I mean, a career night for him and a big win, 10 of 12 from the field. I mean, it just looked like he did everything right for you.
Yeah, we wanted to be intentional of at least trying to get the ball inside. We thought that was important in this game. I use the analogy with the guys all the time. A really good football team can't win games if they can't run the ball. They only can pass. And so in order to run it, if you compare that to basketball, you got to be able to throw the ball inside. You got to be able to paint, touch it with your big guys. You got to be able to offensive rebound. You got to have some paint baskets. And so, that was something we wanted to do, make sure we give him a look. I had no idea he had 26 points. We just made the right plays. We threw it into him on ball screens. Our guards did a great job of, I think DeMar and McKay, they probably had maybe 8 assists together. I don't know, eight or 9, but I know I saw a lot of ball screen rolls where they threw it into him off the ball screens. We threw it inside to him on post-ups. They say sometimes your big is only as good as your guards. And so our guards really put him in position tonight to get some easy baskets. And he played really well.
Andy?
TJ Bickerstaff was huge for you guys on the stretch too. Had a couple offensive rebounds, and then obviously a couple free throws to ice the game too. I know we talked about last game, his involvement increasing again after a tough stretch. What did you think of his performance?
Well, he played a lot of minutes. I've tried to tell him that, for him to have an effective game, he got to have the energy plays. He got to defend and rebound. And he got to, get his hand on some balls. I thought he did a really good job of getting some second chance baskets or second chance possessions where he kicked it out. So I don't think the stat sheet will be indicative of how he played, because I don't think he scored a lot, but he was very impactful down the stretch with his defense, rebounding, blocking shots, all the energy plays. So I thought he was really, really good for us tonight. And those 2 free throws at the end definitely was nice to see him go in to get the lead from 3 to 5 with a cushion, under 1 minute to play.
Dan Rubin?
Coach, I asked James about just knowing where to go and building the instincts to face up back to the basket, knowing how to make those plays. And he mentioned Coach Mo in particular, the relationship between Coach Mo and the bigs and what he sees and brings to the table. What can you guys kind of notice from the growth of your centers and your forwards and under his tutelage?
Yeah, they gotten better. I mean, I think, as a position coach, that's a very crucial job you got. Typically I tell them guys, hey, you got 4 or 5 guys, you got to really connect with them, get great relationships with them, and you got to make them better. You kind of got to have an identity with your position. And all my coaches do a great job as position coaches, but certainly with Coach Mo, being in the business for 40 years, and, coaching as a head coach for over 15 years, you do a good job with them guys. And I think we got some support staff that helps him with that as well. But he's done a fantastic job.
All right, we'll go to McCullough, then back to Andy.
Yeah, Coach, McKay has been really playing a good stretch of basketball as far as making shots, knowing when to get to the basket and knowing when to get his teammates involved. What do you attribute to that?
Only thing I attribute to it is I told him he got 47 days, so don't take any day for granted. You got 47 days and the season's over. No more free lodging, no more free flights, meals. You got to go work a job or you got to try to go play pro somewhere. So I think he just embracing, these last days. And so he just kind of, he's been losing himself in the game, and not letting circumstances control his behavior, but just going out just like for 40 minutes, just letting it all hang out and, playing loose and free. Got nothing to lose. I mean, it's all game. Most games you play and you're the underdog. So, it's all game. So he's just been loose and free. And, we run a lot of stuff for him. He's one of our better guys, better players. He's done a good job leading. So we try to run plays for him and get him going. And he's been delivering.
Andy?
With Brevin out today, Kanye got a good bit of run. And then I know Gianni's been checking in a few times the last couple of games. What have you seen from the development of those younger freshmen, and what opportunity does this afford them in ACC play?
Well, we actually going into the Louisville game, we thought we wasn't going to have Brev and probably shouldn't have played him, but we thought we wasn't going to have him. So I told the guys, hey, look, somebody else got to step up next, man. Andrew, Gianni, Kanye, somebody got to step up. At the end of the day, you got to defend and rebound and take care of the ball. That's all we need you to do. And I thought all of those guys who went in gave us good minutes, especially for a guy like Kanye, who's a freshman, who over a 4-year period of time, you would hope that he would continue to mature and be a guy that understands how we're trying to play and be a guy that can make some shots and defend and just be somebody for 4 years and keep getting better. So getting that playing time, I thought it was a blessing for them. Certainly I wanted Brev to play because he's a big part of our offense. He can make a lot of shots. He make the job a little easier for you as a coach because you might just knock in 5 threes. But I felt really good going into the game without him. Me and him talked about it yesterday. Maybe there's an opportunity for a couple other young guys to get a chance. So we knew we were going to play those guys, and I thought they helped us. They did a good job.